Hello, my name is Batool Fatima, and I'm a front-end developer. Today, I am presenting you my capstone project, which is air pollution. So let's get into it. So the air pollution is basically a website, a web app, which shows data about the air in different cities, that how polluted it is and what are the pollutants and what is the air quality index basically, which stands for AQI. So representing all that, as you can see, we will go deeper into it when I'll be sharing the UI. So for the tech stack, I am using the React coupled with Redux toolkit for React. So these two are the main technologies that I'm using for development. And I'm also using some other libraries and framework, which include Bootstrap, which is a UI framework, so the styling framework for CSS. And I'm also using SAT for the styling. And I'm also using a Recharts, which is displaying the chart, but which I'm going to be presenting in a while. And I'm also using UUID for unique ID and React Router DOM for routes and etc. So for the design, I'm using this design from Behance, which is by Nelson and Sakwa, and this is the overview of the design. And I'm using this same the theme and the same fonts, and I tried my best to replicate this theme. Moving towards the actual application that I created, this is the app. I'm more focused towards the mobile user interface, mobile app. So here's the mobile version, and you can see I have this search for filtering the data. I have these cars, and design is similar to the one that I presented. And as you can see, I can search the countries by name. If I say Chicago, I can get Chicago. If I say S, I will get all the cities with having S in it. And if I say something like Manchester, I will get Manchester and etc. So I can filter the cities like that. I can also filter the data with the help of country. If I select UK, if I select Canada, it will only show the cities for that particular country. And that's the same with the AQI. If I select 2, it will only show me the countries with the AQI of 2. If I select 1, it's going to show me the AQI with 1. And same goes for others. So I can filter data by using that. Okay, so if I click any of this city, you can see I'm getting a data here, and you can see I'm having a graph, which I just discussed that I'm using a graph, and this is the data. So here are the pollutants and their levels in that particular city and their AQI. So I'm also having this emoji, as you can see. So it depends on the AQI. The AQI is good, the emoji is happy, the AQI is bad, the emoji is sad. So this is something that I created, and that is a little bit exciting. So I'll show the code in a while. So this is the basic UI of my application. Coming towards the development, I'm using two APIs in this particular project. The one is air pollution API, which is giving me all that component that I presented in the graph, and it is providing all that component right here, and it is taking latitude and longitude, which I am getting using the another API. So basically, I'm using two API data fetched from one API, which is longitude and latitude, is being sent to the second API, and the second API is fetching the component basically. So here is the longitude and latitude API. So I'm getting longitude and latitude from here, and then sending it to this air pollution API to get the whole data. Okay, so brief overview of my project structure is here. Here I have a source folder. In here I have routes, where I have main routes. I have Redux, where I am declaring my slice and my store. I also have test folder. I also have component folders. Here is my graph, and here is my navbar. So this is the basic structure of my application. Moving towards the actual code, here you can see I am having two API calls. One is for the latitude and longitude, where I'm sending the city, and the other one is additional API call, which is basically sending the latitude and longitude fetched by first API and fetching the components that I'm presenting in my website. So here I am having so the city and state that I'm getting is in the code. So I'm converting it into the full name, so it's easier for the users to understand. And here I'm creating the unique ID for every component for every data. And here I am setting the is loading state for fetching. And after that, I have this home page. So here's the code that I was talking about, get emojis. So it's basically a simple thing. I'm just write a switch and use that get emoji phase in my code here. And this is here it is. So here I am fetching the data using state of, and then I am loading the array. Oh, sorry, I'm rendering all of these cards using that mapping thing. And also I have this inner page, which is again fetching this get emoji phase also, which is also selecting the data and then rendering everything about it, finding a particular ID, because if you see my routes, I do have a unique ID. So it is getting that ID and then fetching the data of that particular item and displaying it. For my storage, yes, I just have my store configured and set up here. And of course, for the navbar, I have my navbar here, and the pollutant, I have used the recharts that I mentioned before, and I'm just representing my data like that. Okay, so showing you the Redux part of my API. So here is the Redux, as you can see. If I refresh, it is fetching the data, and when fetch data is fulfilled, and then the cards are being loaded. So this is all for this application. I hope you like it. Thank you so much.